Hey everyone, it's Maximilian, and we are playing on Visual Boy Advance right now. So, you're going to see Rote Battery in bright red letters at the bottom of the screen about, I don't know, a couple dozen times or so during this gameplay. There's nothing I can do about it, so just see right there. Just bear with me. I'm so sorry about it, but KIGB decides that it's going to be anal and not work anymore. Which is very unfortunate because I really like that emulator. If you plan on playing any old-school Game Boy games like Pokemon on your Mac, or PC for that matter, this is by far one of the best ones that I've used. It's very consistent, the graphics rendering is great, and it allows you to play at speed multipliers without just completely skipping frames, so it's actually very smooth. I like it very much. Unfortunately, since VBA doesn't have a frame skip ability, or speed playability for Game Boy games, I have to deal with it as is. So I had to play this entire thing at normal speed, and then I essentially sped it up using a video editor. So all in all, this thing took me about 46 minutes to play, and I trimmed it down to about 15 minutes after we doubled the speed and cut some stuff out. So there's going to be a bunch of patches where I just randomly pop into a building, and that's because I was trying to cut this down to get it into one play, because I really didn't want to do Rock Tunnel in multiple gameplays, because I absolutely hate Rock Tunnel. I don't know if I could possibly make myself any more clear on that. I hate Rock Tunnel. So we're not going to do that in more than one episode. I managed to trim it down to 14 minutes and 59 seconds, just within the minimum, so I'm excited about that. But yeah, we have an Alakazam in this playthrough, which you guys will get to see at some point, because I definitely used him a lot. But Alakazam is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. The special stat increase it gets from evolving from Kadabra is absurd, and we're getting a bicycle. Not that that had anything to do with Alakazam, but Alakazam is nuts. You will very frequently get one-hit KOs with Confusion on a Pokemon of even level, even if it's not super effective when typecasted. So, just go ahead and abuse him, because this guy is nuts. If you can find somebody that has a link cable to trade with, or you can set this up using an emulator that has the capability, by all means go for it, because he is nuts. Nuts, nuts, nuts. So right now, we are slowly trudging our way through the cave, and I can't tell you how much I love having a Pokemon that has a water-type move in my lineup. Gyarados makes getting through all the stupid hikers so much easier. So much easier. I've been wondering where this thing has been all the time, but now that I finally have it, and trust me, it was a worthwhile investment, this guy is going to be ridiculous. I will be using him absolutely until the very end of this playthrough, unless he somehow gets surpassed by votes in the Elite Four, and right now I think he's in second place, so it's probably not going to happen. But, Gyarados is nuts. We're just going to leave it at that. Then again, a lot of the Pokemon in this party are nuts. I tend to do that. I just actually checked on one of my older videos, and I noticed that a lot of you, thumbs up to comment. Actually, I didn't actually remember that I posted it, but I posted a comment saying, thumbs up if you want me to catch the Mew by Lavender Town. So, I can't remember exactly if there's a trainer that produces a Mew, but I know for a fact that there's a trainer by Lavender Town which you can use to Mew glitch. So at the very least I'll show you that and Mew glitch with something. But if I recall, I think there was another trainer near Viridian City which lets you Mew glitch. I'll probably do that after I get through Celadon City, because the Fly TM just makes everything easier. I just want to get that as fast as humanly possible. So we're going to do that. And I accidentally used teleport there. That's just me mashing buttons and not paying attention, not because I thought it was going to do anything, I promise. But I love the way Alakazam looks a lot better than Kadabra. Kadabra just has that awkward-looking fat tail coming out of its back and like almost a toupee ponytail going on. Not sure what the heck that's supposed to be. Alakazam is just like, let's throw on some shoulder pads and get some spoons rocking. And he's got that awesome mustache that makes him look totally badass. But yeah, Alakazam is one of the coolest looking Pokemon ever. And I've noticed that as these games have progressed, the Pokemon have just absolutely dwindled in quality, and I guess you would call the real factor their realism. They just look like a bunch of machines now, with random crap coming out at every possible limb on their body. If Nintendo could find some way to put some attachment on some Pokemon with some color that it didn't already have on it, they appear to be doing it. They all just look like robots now, and it sucks. Because one of the things about Pokemon that was initially intriguing was the fact that you would be likely to encounter these in real life. These actually look like creatures that you could encounter in the wild. And now they just look like Gundam miniatures or whatever. It's just awful. But this is why we're playing Old School, because Old School is the best. Call me a hater if you will, but they got it right the first time. Even if they screwed up a lot of things in programming and gameplay and whatever, they got it right. I'm sorry I'm pausing so much. I'm drinking a Dr. Pepper because it's absolutely refreshing. Diet Dr. Pepper has more calories than Mountain Dew, by the way. Just for any of you kids who like to pull all-nighters in college or high school or whatever, little tidbit that you might want to consider. But anyway, let's see, what was I talking about? Well, that's right, me being a hater. I just like the old versions a lot better. The guys who initially came up with this game, the concept designers and the game designers, they had a specific goal in mind, and they kept it simple yet functional, and it was just an absolute brilliant execution. Like, I really don't think they could have done a better job with this game. Considering it was 1998 when they came out with it, they did an absolutely amazing job. Granted, they had some issues with programming, and as such, we have glitches, which I think are fun. I mean, that's one of the best parts about having a game that isn't truly perfect. There's that margin of error which allows you to do something fun and creative. I think it's great. I think every game should have some kind of loophole in it. Now, things like the Javelin glitch on Modern Warfare 2, that's another story. That I wouldn't consider something like a fun little tidbit to play with, because that's just straight up cheating. But on a game like Pokemon, where you have to go through a bunch of loopholes and you can get Pokemon that you couldn't normally get in the game, aka Mew, I think that's great. Just my opinion on that. So, as it stands, I am in my last week of summer vacation, and I will be going back to college probably in 4 days, 3 or 4 days. So, we're going to have to figure out how I'm going to manage this at college. Because right now I'm living in a house with a bunch of guys. Kind of like a fraternity, but not officially a fraternity. So, there's going to be a bunch of guys in our room, and it's probably going to be loud, but I promise I'm going to try to find the quietest place possible to record these things. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be slightly awkward at some points, because I'm just going to be yakking about random stuff at my computer while watching Pokemon. But trust me, I think we're going to find a way to get through it. So, that's just what's going on in my life right now. Dirk had just moved into his new apartment today at college, and it is Banff. Totally Banff. I really hope he does a setup video, because it's just so cool. I am amazed at how big that apartment is. I guess in case you guys didn't catch in the last video, he and I have known each other since we were like 3, so this isn't like creepy internet stalker kind of thing. Like, I actually do know him in real life, and I've known him way, way longer than probably anybody else he's known. So, yeah, that's why I've been to his apartment, but it's so cool. Go over to Mercadurka's channel if you did come over here from mine, and ask him for his setup video 2.0 so he can show you his college gig. Because it's basically a bachelor pad. That thing is awesome. On the topic of setup videos, I'm coming up on somewhat of a milestone here. Like, I'm almost at 500 subscribers now, which I think is great. I don't think I ever envisioned myself getting past 100, but lo and behold, here we are. Although I kind of like to set my goal for a milestone at 1,000, just because that's kind of like one of those little thresholds where once you cross it, you're kind of more legitimate than you were before. I don't know. But for a milestone, I was thinking maybe a setup video of, well, it's kind of hard to do a setup video for Pokemon and all that, because my setup video would be just me pointing a camera at my computer saying, yeah, this is my computer, and I play Pokemon on it. But I could show you guys my bedroom basically where I play video games whenever. I'll probably actually show you a better idea. I'll show you my college dorm room, because that'll be way better. My roommates and I actually took a couple of hours last semester once we figured out we were going to be living together, and we literally measured the room and all the furniture and drew up a floor plan to organize it. And it's going to be so freaking cool. It's actually a lot bigger than a standard sized dorm room because we have 4 guys living in there. It's about 12 feet by 32 feet. So we got quite a bit of space to work with. So we got really creative when we did it. We toyed with the idea of doing double-decker desks, but then we kind of realized that that would be not only a lot of construction on our part, but a serious safety hazard. We kind of threw that one out very quickly. But looking back on it, I kind of would like to see somebody try that. I think I'd be so cool just to have double-decker desks. It would save a lot of space, but, I mean, you would pretty much have to watch your back all the time, especially if you had some kind of a rolling chair. Because that's just a recipe for disaster. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. Post a comment and let me know what you think about that, if you'd like to see something like that, because really, I want to put up stuff that you guys want to watch, otherwise this channel has absolutely no purpose. So go ahead and let me know what you'd like to see outside of Pokemon, because I think this channel could use some variety. I've pretty much done nothing except post Pokemon since this channel started. Well, I have a few Call of Duty videos on here, but I basically decided I didn't really want to get into that. I love playing Call of Duty, don't get me wrong, it's a fun game, but I just don't have the equipment necessary to produce the quality of video that I would like, and I'm just honestly not good enough at it to, I guess you could say, compete with everybody else that's out there right now. So I really don't see any point in getting into it. I mean, if you want to see some Call of Duty gameplay, like when I play with Mercadurka, because I do it on a fairly regular basis, I'll go ahead and post something up like that, because occasionally he'll invite me to play with when we're over at his house. We'll play with people like Woody's Gamertag and Onslaught, and T-Mart, and other people like that. And it's just so much fun. Like, even if you don't do good in those games, you still have fun doing it when you're playing with a party of people. That's the best way to play Call of Duty. I just can't enjoy the game when I'm not playing in a party anymore, because I'm so spoiled by that feeling now. And another thing we might do is play Nazi Zombies. I've actually played quite a bit of Nazi Zombies with him and other people like T-Mart and Onslaught, and Woody occasionally. I was there when we introduced Woody's Gamertag to Nazi Zombies, and that was quite an experience. It was so much fun. T-Mart just absolutely ran circles around us. Quite literally, actually. You'll have to go check that out on Mercadurka's channel if you haven't already, but it is so much fun. His Uber Nazi Zombie Uber Ponage or something, whatever he called it. But it was so much fun to do that with him. I guess I could record something like that if we had the time to do it. But I don't really care that much for recording COD gameplay for reasons stated before. So I'm going to stick to Pokemon, but I want to put something else up here. A few of you expressed interest in DDR. I don't know what you feel about that, but I'm going to throw that out there again. I'd like a little more feedback on it. Like, I'd like to at least see some people dissent on it, at least that way I know you're being honest and you say, okay, I don't want to see that. But some of you expressed interest and do want to see it. So I'm going to take an official poll in this video. The question I want you guys to answer, if nothing else, is, do you want to see me put a video of me playing DDR at an arcade on my channel? Just to give you an idea, or at the very least, give you guys a video showing the pad that I built and how it works. Let me know in the comment box, and I'll be sure to think about it. In the meantime, we are ever so close to getting out of this stupid cave. We just got about... Well, I think this last trainer, actually, this may be the very last trainer. We're going to head into Lavender Town, and then I'm going to go to the mart. I don't actually show you guys what I do, but basically at this point I'm selling off all of my Pokeballs because you can now buy Great Balls from the rest of the game, so they're useless. And so you're going to stock up on Great Balls, stock up on Super Potions, obviously, and you're probably going to also want to get some Antidote, because the Pokemon you're going to be dealing with, especially when you go into Celadon City, will have primarily Poison-type moves, so you have to be prepared for it. Alright, so that was this commentary, and hopefully I'll see you guys next episode where we go to Celadon City.